Good day, everyone. Muse in Medicine, Eutimia back. Sorry, I've been off my YouTube channel, which is really helpful in what I want to talk to today. So I kind of shifted. Facebook Live is easy and available. It's a kind of pattern I have. I really like immediate gratification, which is something I work on all the time as far as my own discipline goes, for my practice, for my people, for my own self-care. So here's the lesson for today. I want to talk about yin and yang and how they manifest in our lives, and how the mass understanding in our society has led us away from understanding the balance of yin and yang, which actually leads us to pathologizing ourselves pretty heavily. So one of the main myths in our society is that we're supposed to be happy all the time. You see all the time these ads for antidepressants. Are you just feeling low? So I wanted to talk about depression and the kinds of holistic things that, and when I say holistic, I mean everything that we are, lifestyle, our emotions, the people we surround ourselves with, the foods that we eat, the things that contribute to our off-balance-ness, and what we can do with that. So one of the first thing is, it is not natural to be happy all the time. We are up and we are down. Yin and yang is like a sine curve. So really, and not to negate any of the things that anyone with specific medical diagnoses feel, but really we're all bipolar in a lot of ways. And bipolar, if you take it outside of the medical industrial complex context, just means you go to both poles. Everybody goes to both poles. Sometimes you're sad, sometimes you're happy, sometimes you hate the world, sometimes you love the world, sometimes you are mad at your mom, sometimes you are best friends with your mom, etc., and so on and so forth. This is natural. So the way they pitch to us to buy the things that will help, whatever will help, is really to make money and to disassociate us, alienate us from our own truth. Sometimes your truth is F everything, and that's okay. So one of the things I talk to my patients about when they come see me, especially if they're angry or they're sad, I'm like, how can you express that in a way that does not hurt yourself or the people that you love? So oftentimes people will come away from me with a prescription to like write down all the negative stuff in their head and then burn it. Somewhere to put it, or going to a boxing rink and really like literally using your body and punching things out. This is why exercise is really good for us, because we have energy. We have energy to spend, and if we don't spend that energy in a positive way, it's going to come out some other way. Like a steam pot. If you put on a boiling water, it's going to go. If you don't turn it off, if you don't do something to put that steam somewhere, it's just going to keep going, right? And bother you. So you want to turn it off. So how do you do that? There's a lot of different ways. And that's traditionally, I believe this is why so many people and so many traditions have used brain, mind-altering, state-altering, hallucinogenic plants, etc. Because all human beings have this desire for this alternate experience, this shift. Many of the traditions I've participated in, you stay up all night. That's its own altering. There's fasting. That alters itself, alters you. Dancing alters you. Listening to certain types of music alters you. So when it comes to being sad or depressed, what does it look like for us to honor that? I know we hear a lot of woo-woo people talking about honoring this or honoring that. What does that mean? It really just means letting it be and witnessing it. Like if your best friend comes to you and says, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. Why did they do this to me? Are you going to be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Maybe, depending on how their pattern is. But mostly, if you're a compassionate, loving friend, you're going to sit there, you're going to hold them, you're going to listen, right? How many of us do that for ourselves? Man, I've had a really hard day. What can I do to honor that place in me? Take a hot bath, give yourself some affirmations. But mostly just sit in it. It is okay for you to feel like shit sometimes. okay? That's natural, actually. And if we weren't tired sometimes, we wouldn't know what it would be like to be bright and vibrant and awake. If we weren't angry sometimes, we wouldn't know what full acceptance looks like. If we weren't hungry, we wouldn't know what full is, okay? So we need the yin to highlight the yang and vice versa. And the cool thing about yin and yang, one of the awesome things about them is they're intertransformational. So, you know, have you ever had a day where you're just going, boom, 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 boom. You come home and you pass out. That is quintessentially yang transforming into yin. The night turns into the day. So it's completely natural for us to be zzz, and then pff, or vice versa. You've been sitting around a whole lot, you're not moving your body, somebody comes and does something that triggers you, you're like, ah! Right? Because there's energy that needs to go somewhere and you haven't been using it. That's quintessential yin transferring to yang, because we need this, okay? So if you struggle with really intense mood swings, basically you need to check yourself in a lot of ways. What are you eating? All right, things that make us depressed. There's a couple of things that I'm familiar with in clinic that add to depression, and this is my own observation of myself when I'm not on my eating game. Eating a lot of heavy, damp, excessively chemical and phlegmy foods, we call phlegmy foods, includes lots of bread, lots of cheese, lots of everything. The quality of that is, okay, so when you eat a bunch of that, you too are going to be like, the other way is just not eating enough, so there's no substance to fill you, so you're like flying all over the place. Or if you haven't eaten enough and you don't have anything to run off of, you're going to be really low. So I encourage you to look at what you've been eating. Are you eating vibrant, healthy foods that would add to you being vibrant and healthy, or are you eating things that slow you down, like mentally, physically, emotionally, etc.? The other thing to think about is, who are you surrounding yourself with? You know, a rose grows better in thick, deep, beautiful, rich soil than in the desert. So where are you putting yourself? Sure, you could grow a rose in the desert. It's going to take a lot more work, okay? There's desert roses. Were you raised in that desert? Do you like that desert, okay? Who are you surrounding yourself with? Are they enhancing you, okay? Or every time you have an idea that really makes your heart sing, are they like, right? You know those people, whether they're family members or friends. If you want to really live a healthy life for yourself, you really need to honor the way people affect you, you know? And whether that, if you're the biggest bodhisattva, the Dalai Lama, somebody coming cursing you out, it won't affect you because you've done all the work, so you're like a hollow bone, right? But we're all human beings and we all get triggered. So are we placing ourselves in places that are going to make us triggered and challenge us to be better, or that are going to make us triggered and make us fall back into our hole of self-deprecation? Okay? That's another thing. And just really being okay with yourself. We're so hard on ourselves, and that is also conditioned and fashioned by the society. Like, what are you doing wrong? And the more you hate yourself, the more product people sell. So really giving yourself the opportunity to turn your best friend self in, or to turn around, look in the mirror and be like, yo, it's okay. Like, yeah, you said that horrible thing to that person when you were in your triggered state, but like, you're a human being. Can you forgive yourself? And can you show up to tell the people involved in your triggered state that you're sorry? And try to make it better. You know, this is all a learning. We're always all learning. So just some little tidbits. I thought of this one because I haven't been in my YouTube channel because I've been doing all this other stuff, and my practice has been shifting, so I've been kind of like, I don't really feel like putting myself all out there, and I could either punish myself for it, or I could just be really real, and I like the real part of life. So without further ado, darlings, have a blessed day. Be compassionate with yourself. Love you first. And know that it's always going to go up and down. And can you be peaceful, whether or not it's up or down? Ciao.